Red, I need
All
a
right.
picture of you, buddy.
You need a picture?
Have you not seen my wall of fame?
Oh.
We have Isaac the Noob, Captain Electro, Joe, Donnie B all day. I'm getting creators to send me pictures, and I put them on my. This is my war room. I don't have a man cave. We do a war room.
Right.
So I want to try to get as many content creators on my wall as I can.
Well, I will have to get that for you. Oh,
a nice glamour shot.
Can you guys tell me if we're live?
Yeah, we're live. It looks like.
Yeah, you got us going?
It looks like it.
Okay. So
yeah, 3 morons sitting there talking, huh?
Yeah, I think we're live. All right, so I think we're live, guys. We're all good?
I think so. I think so.
We're good.
I think we got a lot of people in the room already.
Well, good. Nice. Hey, welcome, everybody. Listen, let's do this. We won't do our normal thing. We already look silly. I want to say to Big Red EDC, brother, thank you for being here, man. Awesome. Really, really appreciate you. Been looking forward to it, talking to you. For those of you that don't know, and there's probably of you that don't, I'm Scab from Choir Boys Cutlery. The big thing before we get started, guys, with me on anything I do is 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I want you to know you have a place here. Joe will put links in the description. All I can do is raise awareness. I am not a vet. I don't pretend to be, but vets are on my heart. You have a place here, and Joe will put some links in the description to some folks who can help you. Saying that, having said that, Joe, take us where we need to go.
How you doing, guys? This is my name is Joe, Steel Forge and Fire, Sword and Knife. Thanks for joining our channel. JB, excellent for you to be here, man, and we've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Oh, guys, I appreciate this. This is awesome. This is awesome.
What would be great is if we can kind of just break down all boundaries, bridge the West Coast with the East Coast, and just kind of have everybody all together. Because honestly, Blade shouldn't have any boundaries. There's so many Blade brothers and sisters all around the world. And we should kind of we're trying to bridge everyone together, which would be a wonderful thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how we doing with the chats over here? Yeah, we got a lot of people kind of joining up into the room here from what I see. Well,
since Red's the guest, JB, introduce yourself. Yeah. Tell us what you're about. And if you see some of your folks join and shout them out, please, because I want to make this will be our community shout out Blade Talk with Big Red EDC.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I'm JB, Big Red EDC, of course. Pretty much the channel is pretty much more of EDC, based, carry in your pocket stuff. I know Joe, he's kind of got the sword and the long blade going. Scab, you've kind of got those beefy fixed blade. I mean, you guys get into the EDC stuff as well. And then I kind of see myself on the other end of the spectrum with, I don't do a whole lot of fixed blades. Some small ones, EDC type, but it's mostly knives, flashlights, that type of stuff. Been going for a little over 3 years now, and just, having a great time with it. Having a great time with it.
Let me ask you this, since you are our guest, and I do want to focus on you. We can't go any further without mentioning your shout out to the community yesterday.
Yes.
With Zacks stuff. Let's hit that. Let's use this platform to hit that. I want to touch on that a couple times throughout the live as people come in, so we know. Tell me what's going on there.
Well, pretty much the same as you, man. You've got your brother Donnie B. Well, I've got my brother Zacks stuff, man. In our little area of the community, the EDC world, I don't think there's any person that does more for the community than our good friend Zach over at Zacks Stuff. And I did a shout out yesterday. He's pretty darn close to 10K, kind of like Donnie B, man, pushing that 10K. Want that to, and it's not the fact that we're just looking for subscribers. 10K is one of those big ones.
Yeah.
10K allows you to do a lot more stuff in YouTube. And Zach's one of those people that just, he deserves to do as much in YouTube as possible for what he does. It just allows him to do more for the community. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what. And like I said, he's my brother, and he's done so much for me. I mean, he got me to that 5K wall during his live stream one day. It was absolutely awesome. It was a lot of fun. So this is just kind of my way of, paying it back, saying thank you. And what I did was I called out to the community, and I said, if we can get Zach to 10K by the time Blade Show West starts, by the time we leave for Blade Show West, which is October 7th, I will make a $100 donation to the charity of Zach's choice. And then, lo and behold, Mr. Scab kicks open the door and says, hey, I'm in. I'll match your $100 donation. So thank you very much, brother, for doing that.
Absolutely, man.
I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And Zach, Zach being Zach, of course, he said he would match it as well. So, that's just awesome.
Touching on that, I told Joe, and I don't want to, listen, because the community's so vast, because there's so many, and we want to get as many shout outs as we can. I don't want to mess this up, but I told Joe I seen a post on Instagram. I think it's The Last Ranger.
Right.
Okay. And his post really it brought it home, because he was telling the story of how you were going to donate, Zach was going to donate, and then and for everybody that's joining, I'm going to match your donation. I'll put in $100. But here's what The Last Ranger said that brought it home for me. He goes, guys, one sub could mean $300 to a charity. $300 for somebody just to go over to Zach's stuff. And on the replay, Joe, we'll make sure we have a link there. But it's just Zach '*S stuff.
Right.
Go sub to the guy. Let's get him to 10,000. JB, thank you for mentioning Donnie B all day. Get him there. But let's get Zach to 10,000, and let's give some money to some people who can use it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I think that's a great idea, guys.
That's just it. We're not only doing stuff for the knife community, but our own local communities. It's not just, it's about doing stuff and helping out the knife community, but if we can do good in our own communities, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Zach. I know you probably know who he is, but his hashtag Dskfs, right here, I wear it proudly, do something kind for someone.
Guys, can I cut you off a second? Can we confirm that we're live? Can you guys see us on screen?
I'm seeing the live and everything. I'm seeing the chat roll.
Okay, good, because I can't see it on my phone. I'm just trying to work out the technical stuff on this background. But as long as you see us live, then I guess we should be good. But yeah, keep on going.
Yeah, it looks like we're going here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But that's just what it was.
Joe. Good job.
His his hashtag Dskfs, do something kind for someone, and it's as easy as
do something kind for him.
Exactly. That's that's exactly right. So that's kind of what we're looking to do, and it's
So in the spirit of community, I want to also contribute my own. I'll match the 100 on my own as well. So I want to
seriously, Joe, man, thank you so much.
And listen, in
thank
the spirit
you
of
so
community,
much, Joe.
We're all partners here, all together, and I think, you know what, that old cliche, what goes around comes around. You do something good, you get something good in return. I'm a big believer.
Absolutely. If you put good out into the world, I look at there's good's gonna come back to you. It's not why we do it.
Right.
No.
It's not why we do it, but if you do and it comes back to you, it's just a circle. We'll call it the circle of life. You know what I mean? What you put in the world comes back to you. Exactly. It really does. I truly believe that.
And I think that goes into play with YouTube in general. I have mentioned on many of my videos many times that, YouTube is like a round table. You give and receive, and it's all about camaraderie and just respecting one another and just having, just keep on turning that table around. And, help somebody out, somebody will help you out in return, and that's the way YouTube should be run. And that's why I really love, JB, this whole knife community that we're in. And we actually brought this topic up yesterday on our Blade Talk, and nobody really understands why we love blades, why there is this tightness between us. It's somebody from the outside looking in doesn't really understand us too much, but there's something also about the knife community in general on YouTube. It's different from any other community on YouTube. It's not a solo running thing, you know. It's really it's such a large community, people kind of all getting together, you know.
And that's what I said in that little kind of video I did yesterday. You know, I try to do as much as I can. I mean, just for the basis of my channel is I'm really not focused on growth per se, but I think it's just like Scab mentions, the larger the channel gets, the more I can do for the community.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. It really is. Right. If I would hit 5,000 subscribers and nobody else ever subscribed, you know what? I'd take those 5,000 subscribers and I'd do absolutely as much for the community as I could.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
Right.
And, we've done fundraisers to help people out when they fall on hard times. And it's just, and the community always jumps on board and just.
They always respond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's, time after time after time. And it's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely so awesome.
I want to say this, and I had told Joe this a little bit, JB. Two things. One, for your people coming in that don't know me, I'm not wearing the sunglasses to be cool. I'm wop-eyed and one eye sits over here and it runs me nuts. That's first thing. But the second thing is, one of the reasons that I want to give is there are times, and I mean this sincerely, where I'm embarrassed at the amount of stuff that I get in. This chair, for those of you who don't know, I work at Home Depot. I sat in it, took a picture, put it on Instagram and said, hey, I'd love to have this. Now I love my chair. 2 weeks later, my subscriber sent me this chair.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So for me to receive, it's just not, my dad's a pastor. That's not how I was raised. And I watched him when nobody knew what Rick Baldwin was doing. I've watched my dad. I've watched people slide, how people slide a little money in the pastor's hand. I've watched him walk across the church to a family that needs it and slide it in theirs. And so for me, this isn't subs. This is helping. If we can help
exactly.
I freely admit I am an addict. It is a battle I fight every day of my life. If we can help addicts. And we have a fundraiser coming in January for hashtag 22 a day. This is how I run mine. Anyway, JB, and this isn't a plug. This is just how we do things.
Exactly.
What we're going to do, my guy, My Bad Adventures is a veteran. My Bad Adventures. And help me with this, JB. Is it Concept?
Concept, yeah, Concept.
He's been the first one. He's donated a Concept knife. I believe it's S30 or S35 VN for the raffle. I've got a SRK CPM 3V. What we do is I'll get all these knives, and what I have people do is donate to the charity.
Yeah.
And then send me a screenshot. Nothing comes to me. So when I'm in that spirit, when Zach picks his charity, what I will do is I'll donate $100, I'll screenshot the receipt, and I'll put it on Instagram because I want transparency. I'm not saying this in the spirit of the moment. I'm not saying it so, look at Scab. I'll put my money where my mouth is. And I've got to say, and then I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. The community is not just content creators. People that follow.
Oh, no.
There's a guy, JR. JR has sent me a Hinder, that XM-18 3.5 to give away. That's the kind of people that are in this. He don't know me. But JR has sent me and again, it's not being, it's humbling.
Right.
The man sent me a Work Tough Gear. That Nomad field knife was a birthday present. How can we not give back?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's, I mean, here a while back, you know, I get a box of knives. I mean, a box of knives from a viewer. Shout out Richard. Richard, I hope you're watching, man. And it had 7, 8 knives in it.
Wow.
And he's like, hey, JB, this is my contribution to the community. Please give these away on your live stream or whatever you want, you know. And I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's happened more than I can think of. With my birthday, people were sending me stuff. And I'm like you, Scab. I'm a giver, man. It's hard for me to receive, you know, because it's the way I was brought up, just like you. It was, you know, we give. We don't ask for. We don't, you know, we give. Yeah. And that's just what's been instilled in me my entire life. And I have to learn. How to seriously.
I personally have never, and it's beyond YouTube, I've never been very comfortable receiving. I just don't. Yeah. That's just not what my foundation. I'm not trying to over dramatize this or call myself such a great person.
No.
I just, and then I started. And then the thing is, and like I said, I don't want to over dramatize this YouTube thing, but I just have to speak the truth. Before I got into YouTube, I lost faith in humankind. Man, you know what I'm saying? It's because I just felt like there was no good people out there. But when you really start getting into YouTube, and really, I started really getting into this community, and I had like 10 subs in the beginning, and people were like coming in, total strangers. Listen, don't worry about it. You'll get there. Just keep on doing your videos and keep on doing your thing. We'll support you. We're behind you. I'm like, wow. I mean, this is pretty amazing. I mean, and I got to tell you, now I'm at the point, I've been doing this for a little under a year now. I'm at the point where I really honestly met some of the greatest people I've ever known. And the amazing thing is, you know, I look at Scab like a brother, but we've never physically shook hands and met face to face. But
absolutely,
there's just this closeness that I feel to certain people on YouTube. And for me, it's amazing and it's shocking that total strangers can come together like this and, you know, get each other's backs and help everyone out and have people that are not even content creators, like Scab said, to donate these things to the channel because they believe in the channel and they believe in the messages that we're putting across. And being able to just put themselves out like that, it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I don't want to over dramatize it, but I'm just trying to speak the truth the way I perceive it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's pretty wild.
No, there's no dramatization at all. It's the absolute most positive truth. I mean, Jason Brown's in the chat right now. How you doing, brother? It's as easy as listening.
Yeah.
Donnie's in the room.
D-Bad.
Somebody, D-Bad, hello. Somebody maybe just having a bad day and they just need an ear.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. They say, man, I've been having a crap day. Do you got a minute? Yeah. Brother, I always have a minute for you.
Right.
That's just the way it is. And if, you know, like, you know, Scab talking about addicts, you never know. That minute might make all the difference in the world.
You're absolutely
You never know.
right.
Yes.
You're absolutely
You never know. You just never know. And, you know, as a matter of fact, I had messages this morning about something. You know, about something in the community. And I get that from time to time. And it's not like I don't profess myself as the community moderator or anything like that. But people come to me and ask my advice. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be like, man, you know, if you got to deal with how you deal with it, you know, and I'll give you my 2 cents worth, but you got to run with it on what your gut tells you, you know, and it's awesome. It's a whole lot of fun. And I'm glad to be able to be a part of it. I mean, that's just basically what it boils down to.
Well, that's the whole, like you said, and it seems like people that give gravitate to each other. Mm-hmm. We said Donnie, D-Bad, Donnie B all days in the room. Donnie is a giver. And let me say it, Joe is a giver. He won't say it. Joe's a big time giver. But how many times you turn it on and it's not even the giveaways. It's not even the giveaways. I know that D-Bad, JB, Joe, others have all rallied around an 12-year-old boy out in California who is my guy. And we're not going to have a show without shouting out the Shredder. But when you see the Shredder and you see him open a hat that's got, Donnie's logo on it, or a box of knives from JB, and you've made that kid's day. Now, we're bringing up, he's going to be the next wave, and we want him in a spirit of giving. And his mom and dad are salt of the earth people.
Absolutely.
So that base is there. But now we've got a kid coming up, a young man coming up who understands, hey, this thing's a circuit and a cycle, and the Shredder family gives.
Right.
And that's all.
Absolutely.
It's all cyclical. We talked about this yesterday with Carl Ruger's son, and Carl is a giver. Here's the thing: the people that give are always going to have their name out there, not because of what they've done, but the spirit in what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's that's just it. We will circle back, and if D-Bad's still in here, D-Bad's going to 10,000. Zacks going to 10,000. We're going to speak those things in. And I've got two guys, JB, that I want to shout out real quick.
Yeah.
One is Joe. And Joe is Steel Forged and Fire. Here's why. The guy busts his ass, man. This chair's here.
I got a sore ass.
I mean, he worked. Well, we weren't going to tell anybody that, Joe. Put the between us. Listen. But the other guy, and I wanted to do this, is Ron T. Sawyer, and let's reach over into another community, and that's the Fatwood Fire community.
Oh, yeah.
Ron's trying to get to 500. If he's not there yet, guys, Ron T. Sawyer and all of these folks, listen, Redneck Renegade.
Oh, Redneck. Oh, yeah.
Is the man. Him and Ron T. Sawyer, and I'm going to, Redneck, if you would, do a follow-up video and list everybody who's in Sparks of Hope. Are you familiar with that, JB?
Yeah, I just actually, yes, I am. And Redneck, you talk about Redneck. He's actually right out here on the coast. And I need to hook up with that guy.
Yeah.
I need to hook up with him and just meet and, talk to him. And because he's an awesome dude, been through some stuff in his life, and I would love nothing more than to meet up with him and talk. We got to make it happen for sure. But
awesome, man.
I mean, like you were saying, though, the Fatwood community, I mean, that's just another little aspect of, you got Redneck, you got Ron T, God love him. Rest in peace, Bill Milton. I mean, yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
How can you not love people like that?
That I've said this often, and I'll say it again, and then Joe jump in somewhere. But Brother Bill, if you're going to leave a legacy on YouTube, and I'm not talking about for your family, I'm talking about if you want to leave a name and a legacy, you replicate that dude's spirit.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
That dude's heart.
Yes.
That dude,
yeah.
I never had the pleasure of meeting him, so I'm not going to act like a dude. Never had the pleasure of having a conversation with him. But that guy has influenced so many, Allie Carroll, Matt Pearson. I mean, the name goes on and on and on. One guy, God rest your soul, Brother Bill, has touched an entire community by his spirit. And that to me is that's what I want to live when I'm gone. And I've said this, and Carl Ruger's a lot like this too. A lot of times, man, when I'm talking, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to my grandkids. I'm talking to their kids, and hopefully, they don't think granddaddy or great granddaddy was a weirdo with a bunch of tattoos on YouTube. But the legacy that I want to leave for the community is a dude who was willing to give, not a taker.
Yeah.
Not an ego guy. And God knows I got one. But that's what I want to live. That's what I want to, Bubba, I wouldn't be on here if I didn't have an ego.
Right.
And that good Lord keeps that in check. He checks me often. But let's move forward, and I'll kind of JB, how did this whole thing, I know you do, well, first, what are you carrying? Because you can't have a blade talk without a knife display.
Oh, I got mine.
What EDC you got today, brother? I'm liking it.
This is the Monterey Bay Knives EZC 1.5 in the red linen micarta. It's a very simple design, clean lines. I love it. I love this. I love pretty much, and it's designed by Ray Laconico. I'm a huge Ray Laconico fan, so that's my. Yeah, it's pretty new.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just pretty much his standard, nice, clean. I like it a lot.
That's a good looking knife.
Yeah.
So Joe, what you got?
Well, I'm not the big EDC guy as you guys are, because listen, I love EDCs, I really do, but given New York State,
yeah,
it's very hard to really get into it that much. But I mean, listen, I have 3 of them that I pretty much carry around all the time. This is the Buck, okay. This is my AD10, and this is pretty much my favorite. Pretty much for a couple of weeks now, is the SEO Vispa. It's just such a comfortable carry. It really is. It's OS 810 steel, OS 8 steel, but it's wonderful. I mean, came sharp out of the box. I love this thing. This is probably my most comfortable carrier right now to date.
Great multi-purpose knife.
It is.
Yeah. Great multi-purpose knife.
Very good quality for the price too. It's really, I mean, for what they charge and what they give you, it's a really good knife.
That was one that, matter of fact, that's one D-Bad had showed off. That SEO Vispa, the CRKT pillar.
I would love to carry this every day. Okay? Or I would love to carry this every day, but it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
You got to move to Florida.
I had said I want to make an experiment, and I want somebody to record it. I want to kind of put this at my hip. Okay, and walk down a busy street in my neighborhood and see how long it's going to take before somebody stops me. It just, kind of puts me behind.
Yeah, on cops, I can promise you that. They'll be tasing you and beating you.
Yeah.
Let's do this because JB, you said you've been about 3 years. This is about a 3-year journey for you.
Yeah.
You're over 5,000. Congrats on that. Well over 5,000.
Thank you.
Marching on. Tell me why did you start your YouTube channel?
It's pretty funny. Well, I mean, I was watching YouTube, watching guys like, Jimmy Slash and Birdshot, and of course, Nick Shabazz and all the big ones, Cedric and Ada. And, my son had a YouTube channel. He was kind of in the gaming community. And when I say he had a gaming channel, it was him and his buddy kind of got drunk and played video games. That was their channel, pretty much, screaming at the TV and stuff. But he's like, you watch all these. He's like, why don't you start a channel? And I'm like, what? I'm why? I mean, you know what I mean? Is like, well, who am I? And he's like, you're a dude that loves knives. And he's like, how these other people started? They were people that like knives too.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you got a point. And I was like, but, all the equipment, he's like, you got a phone? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all you need is a light. He's like, you get a light and a phone, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Wise little man.
And
did you have a big collection of knives, or was it just something that you really loved? And
I did. I had a decent collection going for sure. And it's just, obviously now it's kind of expanded a little bit, but yeah, I had a pretty decent collection going, and it's just gone from there. And I'm so glad. And you want to talk about, we talk about community. I tell you what, when I first started and I got into this community, I realized something. I mean, I'm a 20-year retired vet.
Appreciate you, brother.
God bless you.
When I got into this community, I didn't realize it, but I was missing something in my life. That camaraderie of the military and the unit, that this community, and again, it was him. I was like, man, I explained that to him, and he's like, yeah, you big dummy. He's like, you spent the most of your adult life in the military. That camaraderie that you formed and these bonds that you formed, you're missing that. And this has taken the place of that. And I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. And That's what the community has given me. And that's kind of why I do what I do and give away as much as I can. It's just my way of saying thank you for giving me what I didn't even know I was missing.
Yeah.
You know, and exactly.
No, that's pretty powerful. That is. I mean,
you kind of, and it's always hard to say, you know, this person's the leader, that person's the leader.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But to me, you're kind of that West Coast guy. You're a tie there that really, I think I don't think I know. I come across you through the shredder.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I thought, anybody that's willing to do this for Zeke, I'm in. And then I'm watching your stuff. I'm impressed with your knowledge. I'm impressed with your collection. You do a fantastic job. But talk about a little bit about how you've grown. Talk about a little bit about the journey, these 3 years. Have you evolved? Have you changed a lot of what you do? Do you look at
I hope I've become Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. That aspect of it has, you know, I've gone from a guy that just kind of, you know, well, I've learned.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm still learning. And that was another reason why I started the channel, because it was a way for me to learn.
That's me.
And I mean, the knife world with steels and all that, it's still evolving. I mean, people are coming up with new locks, so there's always something new to learn and a new steel to learn about. Now, do I get real deep into that? Not really, but I look up what I can, so I at least have a slight, you know, a little bit of a clue on what I'm talking about. You know
basis, what I mean?
Right. I don't get into the breakdown of the steel, and that I don't get that deep into it, which there are some that do, and that's awesome. Right. That's, you know, if there's a section of the community that wants that information, and that's terrific. You know, I approach a knife review from the fact is I take the knife to work with me. I'm a crane rigger. I do a lot of, a knife is my most used tool. Well, a knife and a marlin spike, if you will. And I use them at work. And if they perform for me in my daily job, it's a pretty darn good knife. Yeah. That's kind of how I look at it, you know. And it's just, I mean, that's just kind of how I approach things. And I have evolved a bit. My tastes have evolved a little bit, you know, because there again, I'm learning. Right at first, I wasn't a big carbon fiber guy, you know, I just really wasn't. Well, the reason why is because I didn't see carbon fiber like this. This is good, awesome carbon fiber. I was seeing the peel and ply because I'm a budget guy. I am. And I still am. You know, I get some nice knives to show off, you know, something like this, but they come in the pass around group. You know, that's how I get these nicer knives. But I was seeing that peel and ply carbon fiber, which, you know, obviously not the best quality, but it's a budget knife, you know, so you're going to get what you pay for in some cases. Now, some cases, there's some budget knives out there that punch way above their weight. The SEO Vispa, the Rat 1, the K-Bar Dozier.
Absolutely.
Those are some of the, I mean,
I've been looking at that one, that K-Bar Dozier. You have it in front of you anywhere?
I don't have one in front of me here, but I tell you what, it's one of the best $22 knives you'll ever buy.
Yeah, I've been looking at that.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, and like your SE there, you know, the Rat 1 is very similar. The Rat 2, those little guys. If you go out and you can watch 10 best budget knives under, we'll say $50, I'm gonna bet that the Rat's in there and the K-Bar Dozier, those two are probably gonna be in every single one of those videos, if not at least 8 of them.
Yeah.
They're fantastic knives. They're knives that, you know, I don't have them. They're right there. I promise you, they're right there. But
I need to add those two, honestly. The SEO Vispa. Are you familiar with the CRKT pillar?
Oh my God.
I don't have it in front of me.
Another great one.
Now I am the Pillar 3.
Yes.
is my favorite one of the bunch.
Mine too.
It kind of evolved a little bit, and it got a little, but yes, love that knife. Great little knife. Absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't have one because, well, if I had every knife that I wanted, we wouldn't be having this discussion because I'd be living under a bridge somewhere.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can't buy them all, but it's a great little knife. It really is.
Well, a lot of times too, you're probably like me and like Joe, D-Bad, and all these guys, Zach, all these guys we're naming. I get one in, I've given away, and this ain't a pat on, it's just how we are. And people don't understand this. So let's just moving back really quick to the spirit of giving. Sometimes, guys, if you've got a knife, I've probably given away 10 SEO Vispas. Seriously. CRKT pillars. Seriously. Buck bantams. You know, here's the thing about it too. And the one thing that I like about all of them now, I know there's been back and forth on the buck, but to me, that Paul Boss heat treat, if nothing else, you're giving them a damn good blade. My point, though, to all of that is, you know, we give all of these things out. And like you said, you can't keep them all.
I know.
But it's like, you know, and we give those away. And sometimes, guys, and just to you guys watching, and I know we haven't gone a lot to the comments, and I'm sorry about that. This is our first time kind of speaking, and I do apologize about that, but I'm just really excited to talk to JB. I talked to Joe more than I talked to my wife, so I'm sure we'll be on the phone. Did you think it go well? Yeah, it went well. Screw that guy. You know, we do that all the time. But, and then Joe will work his magic, and it'll look like a damn Disney movie when it replays.
Right.
But here's the thing, and I'll touch on this and turn it back to JB because I had a couple more questions for you. Sometimes, guys, it's not about giving a knife. It's just that person needs something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you guys see it every damn day of your life. Every one of you do. There's a person that needs. Now, some of them don't need a knife because they go to jail. But they just need something. Just something to say, hey, somebody gives a shit about me.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. And you go, well, Scab, it's a budget. No. JB hit it on it. If I give away an SEO Vispa or I give away a CRKT Pillar 3, I'm giving somebody quality. One, that's going to hold up. Hopefully they don't murder anybody with it. But they also know, hey, they may not know my name, but hey, that dude gives a shit. Right. And like you said, one more day.
Absolutely.
And for those of y'all out there that struggle with mental health and all that, hey, man, give it one more day. Yeah. That's all I can say. Now,
absolutely.
JB, you mentioned I think this is what you need in your life.
The Marlin Spike, yeah.
This is the Billy Waugh demo. Just straight up badassery. Talk to us a little bit about the pass around group now. There's a young man out there too. Is it Knife Dude?
Knife Dude, yep. He's got one going. He's got one going, yeah.
Awesome dude. And then you have a pass around group, or are y'all in the same?
I am in his. I'm in his. He started he calls it the Black Widow. And especially shout out to Knife Dude.
Yeah, absolutely. 15
years old. Started a channel, wanted to make stuff happen, and went for it and did it. Got a hold of companies. You know, now he has to be careful because his age.
Yeah.
You know, and he came to me and asked me, he's like, hey, what do you think? And I was like, well, all you can do is ask. That's all you can do. And definitely he went up and, he went out and he made it happen. And he's got a couple companies that, supply knives. I am a member of that one. I'm a member of the Apex Pass Around. Definitely shout out to them. David from Blade Banner runs that. He's doing a fantastic job. And without those, in the beginning, that was a big part of the channel is these, getting invited to this pass around group and being able to see, knives that cost $250 because I could go out and buy one and turn around but I would have to turn around and sell it to go buy the next one. I mean, that's just, let's face it, that's just the way it is.
Right. Yeah, that's reality.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of people that out there that do that, and that's very cool, and that's fine. If I can spend, here we go again, if I can spend my money on something that I can do for the channel, or maybe put in a giveaway or something like that, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. And before I forget, I tell you what, you've mentioned the Shredder. Blade Show West is coming up. And the Shredder said he was going to be there. Dude, I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons why I want to go to Blade Show West. I want to meet the Shredder.
That's awesome, man.
That'll be epic.
That's one of the reasons why I want to go. I want to meet the Shredder. I mean,
epic.
like you said, you can, it's fostering that next generation. And seriously, that's going to be one of my highlights of Blade Show West.
I'm jealous.
Is meeting. I hope I can. I hope it works out, and I hope we can, because it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Well, I know I'm a technological idiot. That there's no doubt. That's Joe.
You're getting better, Scab. You're getting better.
I'm working on it.
You're getting it.
But I say that because the knife dude, and son, if you're watching, I'm not ignoring it. Somehow I've done something with his messages on Instagram. He's asked me to be a part of that pass around group. And I think what I'm going to do is in January, because right now life's just tumultuous. But in January, I'd like to join his pass around group. So knife dude, I'm not ignoring you, buddy. I'm just an idiot that's done something with your messages. And in January, yeah. Two other guys that I know or one I know I met through you too is Casey with Knives Fast.
Yes, sir. Yes,
awesome
sir.
Dude. And my guy Lefty. Lefty.
Lefty. Oh, Lefty. Oh, yeah.
I got a big box from Lefty. Son, that guy's got $1 million in stickers and magnets and everything else. I love that dude, man. I'm like, everybody will send me a couple stickers, and I get I got a stack of stickers, a fridge magnet, all kind of stuff. But talking about bridging the gap, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest area. There's a lot of guys there.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would ever happen, but I would love one day if we could all meet somewhere around the Mississippi, a year or two down the road, and just have our own convention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just put on our own
show,
bring what you got, and I don't know that the logistics would ever work. But,
right.
But it would be fantastic. Now,
it'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, we'd all be arrested. In this journey, JB, and I'm doing this because I got a trump card. Who is the biggest celebrity, knife world-wise, that you've talked to, got to have a conversation with? Like the biggest known knife guy. Who would that be?
Well, Blade Show West 2019. I got to walk around for probably at least an hour and talk knives with Nick Shabazz.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
I mean, he's one of the most prominent reviewers in our, in the EDC knife world. And I got to walk around and what the cool part about it was is he's like, hey man, do me a favor. What's your like knife of the show? What's your, take me to the table that you're really, digging and stuff like that. And I was like, at that time, I still am, just, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Nick Shabazz wants to know what I think.
Yeah, that's all.
And that was awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. But a part of this is meeting designers and talking to designers. Dylan Mallory, Benjamin Belkin from Jack Wolf Knives, Austin from CS Reisner, traditionalpocketknives.com. Okay. I don't know if you've had the opportunity. I did a channel chat, kind of like my Blade Talk, with him, and just listening to his story, how his grandpa started the business and now he's taken it over, and just those type of people, and actually talking to designers and designers asking me, hey, what do you think about this?
That's awesome.
How cool is that, man?
Very cool. That really is.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Joe, who's the biggest guy? I think I know, but who's the biggest guy you've talked to?
Well, listen, I just want to let you guys know I'm enjoying the show. I mean,
Well, then answer the damn question.
All right. I just wanted to tell you. But in terms of the sword world, I mean, I have a totally different, approach to everything. But in terms of the sword world, what I would say is the biggest personality in the sword world was Walter Sorrells, which he's actually one of the really popular American bladesmith that actually brought the whole art of producing Asian swords to the U.S., whereas it's always been overseas. So, and I mean that we did it like in an interview form, and that ran about 2 hours. It was actually about 3.5 hours of footage because the guy can talk. But I learned just so much from him, and just about blades and how he approaches things, and his belief in how you should make a sword, and how you should kind of respect the old traditions and try to use the new wave style. And that was probably the biggest one. But we also had a long talk with Matthew Jensen. And Matthew Jensen, in the sword world, he's my mentor. I mean, he's actually the one who actually kind of, by watching him, he helped me to make the decision of getting into collecting swords again, because I've been into swords and medieval weapons all my life. And by watching him, I was inspired to get into the whole collecting, and then finally getting into YouTube. But Matthew Jensen is probably the biggest personality in the sword world that we were happy enough to speak to.
Yeah, and Matthew is just like everybody we've named. The guy is a giver.
Yes.
JB Joe sent Matthew a couple of my videos. I think they traumatized him, but he was good enough to. I had an hour-long conversation with Matthew.
Nice. Yeah.
And it just goes back, all these guys, and Joe did a masterful job at talking to Walter. He took that 3.5 hours and condensed it, and it was awesome. And that's the beautiful thing. Now, Nick Shabazz is your big guy. Walter Sorrells, Matthew Jensen's your big guy. And I like both of those. Those are awesome. So now, tell me, I was going to mention that I have Bill Hardsey's phone number, but we don't need to do that.
You did.
Oh, did I bring that up? Did I tell you that?
I think you might have.
Did that just slip out?
We all love Scab.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bill. Bill's probably why. He's a big fan of mine. He's probably over here drinking, going, "Why in the hell did I give that?" But you mentioned designers, and if you've watched my channel for one single episode, y'all know that Donnie B all day is my guy. Mm-hmm. Right there with Donnie is Zeke Manacho, Work Tough Gear, and those guys are just killing it right now. You mentioned. And Vic Lin, Mr. Vic is just awesome, dude. The guy, JB, I try to support everybody in the knife world that I can. Mm-hmm. But the guys who look after us, and I'm not talking about financially, I'm not talking about freebies, I'm talking about the guys who design handles with no hot spots that go, okay, JB's near 50 or 50 and Scab's near 50 and Joe's coming up on 40 something. And, these guys are going, hey, this crowd's getting older. That's who I want to support. And the guys who I can message Mr. Vic, and it may take a few days. The guy's super busy, but he's going to get back to me. That means the world, dude.
Of course.
The days of, hey, we can't, like you said, people asking for your opinion. Man, that's what draws us. And then in turn, we do the best we can with the knives in our hand to review what we have. And I can't make that any more clear. All I can do is review what's in my hand. Now, if you had to pick a fixed blade, JB, and I know you're not a big fixed blade guy.
Sure.
But if you had to, who's your company and why? Or your knife and why? I'm sorry.
Before you answer that question, JB, we got about 9 minutes left on the clock here.
Okay.
So we'll keep it going. Guys, if we disconnect, I'm going to start up a new live, so you'll get the alert. But go ahead, JB.
Okay. Fixed blade. I tell you what, you mentioned the SRK. That is that is a fantastic knife. And I mean, Cold Steel makes some really, really good knives. Now, I'll tell you what, man. I have a friend down in California. Dual Sport Survival is his channel. He used to be Woodland Tactical, had some stuff going on in his life, and things are what they were. And I hated to see him do it, but he had just gotten over 1,000 subscribers on Woodland, and he ended up dumping the channel.
Oh, wow.
And he started all over, basically. But I tell you what, he designed a knife called Diablo. And I had the opportunity to check that out. There's only been one made. Man, I wished he could. I want him to get that knife into production so bad, because that is an absolutely fantastic knife. I loved that knife. I'm not a fixed blade guy. I'm just, but oh my Lord, I love that knife.
Yeah.
I can't, but if we're going to talk production, and so, the SRK it's a fantastic knife. Now, I do like my Moras.
Oh yeah.
I do like my Mora knives, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, but if I could see one that could come to fruition, it would be Zeb's Diablo. Absolutely. I would love to see that.
Let's make sure too, Joe, when we go to post, that we get his let's try to put a link to that guy's Dual Sports.
Dual Sport Survival.
Yeah. Let's try to get as many links as we can. I'm not trying to, guys. Joe does.
Yeah, I'll try to get those into the description.
Joe
this is going to go in as is, but I'll try to fill in the description, whatever is possible.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if we can, or remind me, and I'll pin a comment. We'll do something.
Right.
And try to help all these folks. Now, I am a Cold Steel fanboy. I want to say this before this one lapses. One of the biggest influences, and talked about this with Carl Ruger yesterday, and the guy's kind of controversial, but I love him with all my heart. My wife loves him like family, is Ken, the Backyard Samurai. And people go, oh my God, listen, one of the most genuine, if you don't want the truth, don't ask him.
Right.
But he is a guy who again, and I respect the hell out of this. He dumped his channel and started over. He had 7,000 subscribers.
Just scrapped it and started over again.
And started over.
Yeah.
He's Ken the Backyard Knife Dude. And so when you mentioned that about Dual Sports, it resonated with me.
Sure.
Listen, we're normal, everyday people. I work at the damn Home Depot. I had a guy come in, first guy, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me feel good. Guy walked by me and he said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the knife guy." And he was a guy that was on my Instagram, and then I made fun of him because he just had a little key knife. I said, "What you carrying?" He just got this deer in the headlights look. He goes, "Dude, I don't have it." So he had like a little, the keys that you put on the knife. I said, "Hey, it counts." But that's one of the joys, of doing this, is not getting recognized, but just knowing that you bring people a little joy, knowing that somebody can turn on old Scab or JB or Joe for 15, 20 minutes. And you know what? For 15 or 20 minutes, you can just watch something. You can wrap yourself into a knife. You can, that's a big thing with me. If when I try to add a little humor, most of mine goes over people. But we do what we do. Now, if you had a knife, if you have a Grail knife, one that you would sell your soul for rock and roll, what would it be?
4 minutes, guys.
See, now that's where I don't really have a Grail. I really don't. Yeah, that's a really hard question, Scab, because I try to keep. I want them all basically, but no, seriously, I never really have, honestly. I never really honestly had a grail.
How about this? Let's take grail out of it.
Okay.
What would be if there was one knife that you could have to carry and to use, but to carry and to use, what would it be? One knife that you don't have that you would like.
Okay. The next Finch knife to come out.
Okay.
Is that an acceptable? Or the next Ray Laconico to come out? Because those are, I mean, I love what Finch is doing with their knives, and I'm a huge Ray Laconico guy. So if we want to go that route, one of those two, the next one that comes out, because I am always looking forward to what they're doing next. Absolutely.
And that speaks volumes to them. Speaks volumes to them.
Yep.
Now, having said that, what was your first knife? Question and answer, guys, till we restart. But what was your first knife that you remember?
My first knife? It was
that you remember?
It was a not a Victorinox, excuse me, a Wagner Camper.
Okay.
Swiss Army knife. That was the first knife, and I found it.
Wow.
I found it when I was 12 years old. Yep. That was my first real knife.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yep.
That's in your pocket.
Yep.
Now, did you like knives before that, or was it just? I mean, I know all those boys like knives.
That was
But was there infatuation with them? Or?
No, that's probably the one that started it. Really, that's the one that kind of started it all.
Okay. Yep. Guys, let me cut you guys off here because I don't want to cut off in the mid sentence. So we got about 2 minutes left. So to everyone who's watching this, unfortunately we have a time limit on this, about an hour. So I'm going to end this stream and we're going to start up a new live stream. So take a look, find it on my channel.
Is that good with you, JB?
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to keep going for a little while.
Sure.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Yeah.
You bet.
So guys, tune in. I'm going to end this live stream and I'm going to start up a brand new one. And you should get the alert. I don't know what it's going to be titled yet or anything like that. I just want to get on as soon as possible. It might say seagulls and squirrels. I don't know. But just you'll see us on there and just kind of tune in. So I'm going to end this now. So tune in, guys. We'll be on in about hopefully under 4 minutes. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
So let me end this here. I'll be right back.